What if I told you that aging isn't inevitable? What if it's not a law of nature, but a biological process we can understand, slow down, and maybe even reverse? For centuries, humans have dreamed of immortality. But today, for the first time in history, that dream is moving from the realm of myth into the world of science and engineering. We're on the cusp of a revolution that could redefine what it means to be human. So, is living forever actually possible? Let's find out. First, we need to understand what aging actually is. It's not just about getting wrinkles or gray hair. At its core, aging is the gradual accumulation of damage at the molecular and cellular level. Scientists have identified key drivers, known as the hallmarks of aging. Think of it like a car. Over time, parts wear out. Our DNA gets damaged by environmental factors and just by the process of cell division. The protective caps on our chromosomes, called telomeres, get shorter and shorter until cells can no longer divide. Then there are zombie cells, or senescent cells. These are cells that stop dividing but refuse to die. They stick around, releasing inflammatory signals that damage the healthy cells around them. Our mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells, start to malfunction, leading to an energy crisis. And our vital reserves of stem cells, which are responsible for repairing our tissues, start to decline. For a long time, we saw this as a one-way street. But the crucial insight of modern biology is this: if aging is a set of specific biological mechanisms, then each of those mechanisms is a potential target for intervention. Aging isn't destiny, it's a technical problem waiting to be solved. And scientists are already solving parts of it. Longevity science is no longer science fiction. We're already extending the healthy lifespan of lab animals like mice, sometimes by over 30%. How? One of the most established methods is caloric restriction. Eating less without malnutrition has been shown to extend life in many species. But since constant hunger isn't fun, scientists are developing fasting mimetics. Drugs that trick the body into thinking it's fasting, triggering the same protective cellular pathways. One of the most famous longevity drugs is rapamycin. It works by inhibiting a pathway called mTOR, which controls cell growth and metabolism. Slowing down mTOR can significantly extend lifespan in mice. Another exciting area is senolytics, drugs designed to hunt down and destroy those zombie senescent cells. Early studies show that clearing these cells can rejuvenate tissues and reverse age-related diseases. Then there are NAD+ boosters. NAD+ is a vital coenzyme for energy production and DNA repair, but its levels decline sharply as we age. Boosting NAD+ can reactivate proteins called sirtuins, which are like our cellular guardians, promoting repair and resilience. It's important to remember that while these breakthroughs are incredible in lab animals, most are still experimental in humans. But they prove the concept: aging is treatable. But what about not just slowing aging, but actually reversing it? This is where we get into the really cutting-edge science. The biggest breakthrough here is cellular reprogramming. In 2012, Shinya Yamanaka won a Nobel Prize for discovering that you can take any adult cell, say a skin cell, and by activating just 4 specific genes known as the Yamanaka factors, turn it back into a pluripotent stem cell, an embryonic-like cell that can become any other cell type. You've essentially reset its biological clock to 0. The problem is, you don't want to reset all your cells to 0 in a living animal. That would cause chaos and tumors. The new frontier is partial reprogramming. The idea is to apply these factors for a very short period, just enough to rejuvenate the cells, and roll back their biological age without erasing their identity. Scientists have already used this technique to restore vision in old mice and rejuvenate tissues. How do they know it's working? They measure it with something called an epigenetic clock. These clocks look at chemical tags on your DNA that change in predictable ways as you age, giving a precise measurement of your biological age, which can be different from your chronological age. This technology allows us to see, in real time, if a treatment is actually making cells younger. Add to this the power of CRISPR gene editing, which could one day fix longevity-related genes, and you have a roadmap for true age reversal. This is all happening much faster than anyone predicted, and the secret ingredient is artificial intelligence. AI is a massive accelerator for anti-aging science. Think about drug discovery, finding a new drug used to take decades and cost billions of dollars. Now, AI can analyze vast biological datasets and predict which molecules are most likely to work as longevity drugs in a fraction of the time. A perfect example is protein folding. Proteins are the tiny machines that run our bodies, and their shape determines their function. For 50 years, predicting a protein's shape was a grand challenge. Then, DeepMind's AlphaFold AI solved it. This allows scientists to design new proteins and drugs with incredible precision. AI is also helping us create digital twins, virtual models of an individual's biology. We can test thousands of potential treatments on your digital twin to find the perfect personalized anti-aging strategy for you without any risk. AI can model the complex chaos of cellular aging and identify the most effective points to intervene. It's a super intelligent research assistant that is helping us leapfrog decades of traditional lab work. So let's ask the big question. With all this technology, could humans become biologically immortal? The kind of immortality seen in the Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish, which can revert to its juvenile state when stressed, effectively starting its life over. For humans, this would mean reaching a state of negligible senescence, where our risk of dying no longer increases with age. Our bodies would be maintained by a constant cycle of repair and rejuvenation. This might be achieved through a combination of periodic cellular reprogramming, nanotech repair systems swimming through our bloodstream fixing damage, and the ability to regenerate or replace any organ with a lab-grown version. Beyond biology, some futurists talk about synthetic immortality. This involves ideas like mind uploading, where your consciousness is transferred to a computer, or preserving your brain in a state where it can be connected to a virtual world or a new robotic body. These are ultra-long-term possibilities, but they highlight how the definition of life itself might change. The path forward is likely a gradual one. First, we cure age-related diseases. Then we significantly extend healthy lifespan. Then we achieve rejuvenation. And finally, perhaps, we conquer death itself. Of course, this incredible future comes with profound ethical and social questions. If these treatments are expensive, who gets access first? Will it create a new class divide between the long-lived rich and the mortal poor? What about overpopulation? If people stop dying, how will our planet cope? And how would society change? What would happen to our concepts of work, family, and relationships if we had centuries to live? Would life lose its meaning without the deadline of death? These are not just scientific questions. They are deeply human ones that we need to start discussing right now. We have to ensure that the benefits of longevity are shared equitably and that we build a future that is not only longer, but also better for everyone. So, what's a realistic timeline for all of this? Life extension is already happening. Average life expectancy has doubled in the last century thanks to public health, sanitation, and medicine. Preventing the diseases of aging is accelerating fast, and we'll see major progress in the next decade. True age reversal is in its infancy, but we're seeing the first incredible breakthroughs. Biological immortality is still highly uncertain, but it's no longer a fantasy. It's a serious scientific goal. And things like mind uploading remain firmly in the realm of the very, very distant future. The ultimate takeaway is this: aging is not the immutable force we once thought it was. Science is actively transforming longevity from a dream into an engineering problem. We are deciphering the mechanisms of aging and building the tools to intervene. And AI is the catalyst that is lighting a fire under this entire field, accelerating us toward what might be the single biggest revolution in human history. The quest to extend our healthy lives is well underway, and the future of humanity might be much, much longer than any of us ever imagined. Thanks for watching. If you're as fascinated by this future as I am, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you do not miss our next video exploring the frontiers of science and technology. See you next time.